anyone supporting him is ignorant. She went all off into this rant about this because Austin Metcalf was actually defending himself. This is what she said now. She said Austin was defending himself and had the right to put his hands on Karmelo because Karmelo threatened him when he told him to touch me and see what happens. This is so ignorant. It's your man, D. Jenkins. You know what it is. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. If you're vibing with me, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's get to it. First off, my deepest condolences goes out to the Metcalf family for the loss of their loved one. It's sad what they have to go through and what they're faced with at the present time. As much as I do not like the manipulation or the false narrative that the Metcalf family is trying to paint of one of our promising young brothers, being one who has witnessed violent deaths, I don't wish the experience of death nor the aspects of death upon anyone. Also, with that in mind, I'm praying for them. And even more so, I'm praying for Karmelo Anthony and his family as they have a long road of uncertainty that they have to deal with in regards to the legal issues as well as the death threats and the deceitful scrutiny that they are faced with at the present time that we're seeing right now unfold before our very eyes in the media. Some will go as far as to ask me, why even pray for the Metcalf family if you believe that Karmelo Anthony acting in self-defense? Well, first off, is because I am a man of God who values life. That's first and foremost. I'm a man of God who values life. And though I have a major distaste for the things that they've done and the sense of hatred that they publicly displayed, I understand that it's all out of hurt and pain, the hurt and pain of losing a loved one. But accountability needs to be taken. It does. Now, I've always been taught that one thing you will always find if you go looking for it is trouble. And I fell victim to going against my better judgment and went looking for trouble, and I found it. And two things is for certain. Trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of. And to be honest, you're blessed if you even make it out of that trouble when you find yourself in it. It saddens me that one little brother did make it out of this situation. I'm also happy, I can't lie, I'm also happy that my little brother did make it out. And at least this far. And that he's out of jail. Now, I had some ignorant people earlier calling me foolish if I supported the Anthony GoFundMe because they buying a new house with the money. And as I explained to them, those who support them, first of all, they support it because they wanted to see him free so that he could fight this case. Also, that he can get the best defense attorney so that the truth can get out. Because we as a people, we oftentimes get the short end of the stick. And oftentimes it's due to a lack of legal counsel, the best legal counsel. So we want him to be out, free to fight the case, have the best legal counsel, as well as we want him to be safe in the process. So if they feel that they have to buy a new home or if they have to relocate in order for them to be safe, then so be it. Those that support are fine with that. Then I had somebody turn around, the same individual actually, turn around and said, well, great. He said, great. Now they buying new cars with your money. They buying new cars with your money, laughing at me. I said, no, great. I replied back, great. Them buying a new car don't stop me from obtaining the things that I need. It don't stop me from obtaining the things that I want. I'm up for helping mine advance in any fashion because selfishness is not one of my character traits. So all the scrutiny about those that support, man, y'all have supported George Zimmerman, Rittenhouse. Y'all support many people that have done many things wrong to our people, knowing that they done them wrong, knowing that they were in the wrong. So y'all have supported so many other people who have unalive, unarmed black men. And I'm not talking about with a knife. I'm talking about with a gun. Strangled them. Y'all have supported them. Cops that have illegally, that have been found guilty. Y'all was supporting them. Even though they were found guilty of killing our people. Now all we want is a fair trial. And we want to support him to where he has a fair trial and a fair shot at showing his point of what happened during this altercation and proving his point. That's it. Now, also what ended up transpiring was there was a lady that went into this rant about how anyone supporting him is ignorant. She went all off into this rant about this because Austin Metcalf was actually defending himself. This is what she said now. She said Austin was defending himself and had the right to put his hands on Karmelo because Karmelo threatened him when he told him to touch me and see what happens. This is so ignorant. This is so ignorant. First off, if he said that, which he hasn't denied that means that someone had to threaten him to put their hands on him. First of all. Second of all, that's a warning. That's not a threat. Put your hands on me and you will see. That's a warning. That's not a threat. If you don't hit them, you don't touch them, then you don't have to find out what happens. But let me tell you something. Any person who believes that a verbal warning gives you the right to physically attack someone, that is a violent, misguided individual. Bottom line. Bottom line. Now, this one here, this was the most diabolical that I've dealt with in regards to responding to people. This guy states that and then you'll see why I got tripped up in that part. This guy states that Karmelo Anthony should have took a little more of a beating before he went to the extent of stabbing him. Let that sink in. He should have took more of a beating before he went to the extent of protecting himself. That's crazy. That's crazy. Especially coming from someone who wasn't there, who doesn't know how much abuse that he took during the attack. Second, how does a person measure a little beating or a lot of beating when you're being attacked? Because all it takes is one hit in the right place, and Karmelo himself could have lost his life. Let that sink in. Furthermore, you don't know what a person is dealing with, nor what type of trauma that they have been through in their life to be putting your hands on them, not knowing what you might trigger. So to say that he should have took a little more of a beating, or he should have just fought a little more, that is wild. Because the fact remains, and the fact is, that the little brother shouldn't have to fight at all just for sheltering himself from the rain like everyone else did. Neglection is a form of rejection that forms depression in the fatherless and all those obsessed with being protected, which often leads to drug abuse, trying to escape depression and infections that have formed from the scars of violent concessions. They crying out, but y'all busy flexing and being messy like baby bibs. Won't raise your kids and trying to kill the next one, then spin again. It never ends, a cycle of deflection. No accountability, just pointing fingers at the next one. Which direction are we headed if we can't manage aggression?